What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Radiovania, episode number 26, your nerdy public radio for all things entertainment and pop culture. My name is Zach Rotello, at Zach Rotello on Twitter, and sitting across from me in a lovely tank top showing me his just glistening biceps, John Swansong Parker.
They're not glistening.
Oh, they're
not.
glistening
No.
with
sweat, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's hot.
What do you do to get a body like that? Tell me.
You eat a lot of pizza, drink a lot of beer, and don't work out.
I'm trying, but I'm not as good looking as you yet.
Jeans.
That's also a big part.
Gene
You got that sexy blonde hair, the little stubble. Ladies.
This is just so much. I don't know what to do with this right now.
And sitting to the left is a brand new addition to the show. We've talked about him forever. We've given him shout-outs. He's here to lend us some information because he's probably way more talented of a video game connoisseur than John or I will ever be. Kyle Kempf.
Hey.
How you doing, buddy?
Hey.
Yeah, give him a round of applause. It's good to have you on. We've been talking about doing this for a long time.
Yeah, so how's that feel?
Good, I guess, that I'm finally here.
Yeah.
First time doing something like this.
Nervous at all?
Yeah?
Yeah.
You'll be
too.
fine. You're good. You got the video game expertise. How many years have you been playing video games? How many years of your life has that been like a passion for you?
Passion-wise, for only about 6 years, but I've been playing video games probably for, I don't know, 10 or 13.
10 or 13. Do you remember your first game? That might be a reach back into the old depths
way
of the
back.
mind.
First one that I owned and played, or
arcade
just
game, or
like,
just like
ever?
I think a first game you remember playing. Because I remember the first game I remember playing was Sonic the Hedgehog on Genesis.
At my grandma's house, we played Super Mario Brothers and
Classic.
Duck Hunt.
Ooh, Duck Hunt. You
Yeah,
used
I think
that
that's
NES laser gun?
Yeah, until we lost it.
Oh, that thing was the bomb. Well, if you're not familiar with Radiovania, the concept is very, very simple. We get together once a week and we talk about the nerdy news that's the biggest things in the world right now. So your movies, your comic books, your games, your TV, yada, 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 your tech news, whatever it is. And we discuss it. We give our insight. We're not super smart, but who is? And
I don't know what Swan Song is.
No. We still haven't nailed that one down. But yeah, I hope you caught last week's episode. We put up After Dark number 4 with the very talented Austin James. Oh my god.
We might have to go down to visit him to do another one of those sometime.
Whew, that was a
Or wait
doozy.
till it
Editing
comes
that
back
show
for
was one of
Christmas.
the... At a certain point, I stopped being able to find all the cuss words, so I just put it up as explicit. So
There you go.
what can you do? Austin James. But we got a lot of news to talk about today, so let's just dive right in. Are you ready, John?
Yes.
You ready to dive right in? We got everything PlayStation this week. So leaks happened, things happened.
The Slim.
Yeah, slim. But first, let's start off with an article from Kotaku by Jason Schreier from yesterday. And it says it would be 8:47 a.m. on, what day was yesterday? August 25th. And it says, go set up two-step verification on your PlayStation right now. Now, did either of you know that two-step verification had not been a thing on PlayStation until yesterday?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
I did not.
So go on to... So what you can do, it says... this morning, Sony quietly added two-step verification to the PlayStation Network, allowing users to add an extra layer of security to their PS4, PS3, and Vita accounts, finally. You can find the option by going to Settings, PlayStation, Network Account Management, Account Information, Security, two-step verification. And basically what you can do is you can add a cell phone number, an extra code, and you can make sure that people that are trying to hack your account don't get to hack your account.
That's neat.
Yep.
Yeah, go do that. Feels like it's been a long time coming, this one. Why couldn't they have gotten this one out the door sooner? From Eurogamer.com. You got any opinions on this?
I do think that's a good thing because I know a lot of people who have problems with Sony once they get their account compromised. They can't get it back because Sony customer service is just bad.
Now, were you an self-aware gamer during the PSN outage back in 2000? Yeah. Okay, so you remember that. Mm-hmm. Man, what a trying time that was for us as people.
It's like a whole... Well, actually, when did it start? It started in June?
It was right before E3. It was in the lead up before E3, so it couldn't have been June. I want to say it was like March or April.
Okay.
Because
it was a few months though, right?
It was 2009? I'm showing my ignorance here, but 2009, 2010 sounds right? Maybe even later. No, it couldn't be.
No, I thought it was like 11.
2011? Yeah. We'll do some research on that one and get back to you, but yeah, that was a big deal. From Eurogamer.com, it says the PS4 Slim is real. and it's finally been confirmed. It says, "We can confirm that the PS4 Slim is real. In our bid to confirm the veracity of the images that leaked online last night, more on that below, Digital Foundry's Richard Ledbetter visited the person who claimed to have bought the console from a retailer, blah, 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 blah." You can see pictures of the thing below. Basically, it's a slimmer console. They've removed the VGA ports on the back, the optical in and out. Mm-hmm. Looks like it comes in a 500 gigabyte model. They removed the sleek, whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah,
I don't like the look, really.
I'm not a huge fan of the look either. John, have you seen the Slim?
I have, yeah.
Okay, what do you think about it?
It reminds me a lot of when they switched to the PS2 Slim and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know how much it's going to change. It's just smaller, so you can fit it in other places. But
yeah, it is interesting. I like the bottom. The bottom has all the different PS4, the PlayStation symbols, as the
stands, the legs, or whatever.
It's the legs, and it's cool. It's obviously smaller than the original PS4 by a good amount, compressed wise, but
how
still
wide
pretty
is it?
wide. Yeah.
It's still about the same width, give or take an inch or two.
Is it more? Is it more of a box, or is it?
It's not as slanted, I don't think. From the vibe I get, it's way less of a
it's an eraser. It's more of just a plate. It's really thin and square.
I'm trying to think of what shape is that? The shape that's like this?
Trapezoidal?
No. There's a word for it. There's a really cool word for it.
Can we phone
I'm driving back to Mr. Watts. I'm channeling the spirit of my whatever it was, a math teacher from 5th grade.
Mr. Early.
No, I didn't have Mr. Rhombus, maybe? No.
It's not a rhombus.
Whatever.
Anyways.
But yeah, I don't think it looks very good. I actually think it kind of looks pretty ugly.
I think
I would have rather it stay larger and add a terabyte or make it even more powerful. It didn't really need to get smaller.
More storage
it's already
space would be better.
Yeah. Well, we'll see about that when we get to the next story. The other thing that they did announce with this, well, they haven't announced anything. Where obviously this is going to be coming to the PlayStation. What do you call it?
Neo.
No, the PlayStation event on September 7th from Engadget.com, and it says. On September 7th at 3 p.m. Eastern at the PlayStation Theater in New York, it will be live streamed, and it's rumored to be showing off the Neo, the Slim, and future plans for the company. It looks like the Slim was leaked a little bit beforehand, as well as Neo specs have been leaked, yada yada yada, and onwards and upwards. But the interesting thing is that the DualShock 4 that comes with the PlayStation 4 Slim is different.
What's different about it?
There's on the top of the touchpad, right? Visualize the controller.
Yeah.
The top of the touchpad has a little translucent slit on the top where you can see the colors of the light bar.
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually.
I mean, it's kind of cool. I oftentimes I didn't realize until halfway through owning Killzone, the Shadowfall,
that
it changes color when you die.
I mean, you never look down though. So,
and then who is playing their games with a controller flipped up like this? So
well, GTA, when the cops start chasing you, it flashes red and blue.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And in The Last of Us Remastered, when you play that, when you're at full health, it's green, and then the closer you get to dying, it switches to yellow and to red. So.
I think the light bar is actually kind of a cool feature, especially when you're dealing with multiple controllers in one room.
Yeah, for sure, for picking them up.
But seems like an interesting thing to add to a version 2 of the DualShock 4.
What's the retail price for the Slim? Have they released
Still only leaked the box. The guy obviously bought it for something. What was funny is that there was a bunch of articles going around that someone had gotten a leaked copy of it. Some retailer put it out early, and he was selling it on eBay for $1,500 or something.
How much do you think it's going to be?
Oh, if I was going to speculate, I think it'll be. I think they're going to do. See,
is it
it's a big thing because I think that the PS4 Neo is going to. I think they're going to charge the same price as launch PS4. I think Neo is going to be $399. US dollars.
The Slim's going to be less.
And I think the Slim is going to be
$299.
$299 or $349 because they've never dropped the price of PS4 except for during holiday bundles, which I think is crazy because this console's been out for
Will the Slim
3
come
years.
Bundled as well as the Neo? Do you think with the game?
Just a controller and the console. So I would not.
Do you think
so.
you just put your current hard drive into this new Slim? Or?
I think you could probably do that, but remains to be seen. Have you upgraded your hard drive on your PS4?
I have not.
I've floated around with this idea since launch day, but it's I
thought about that too.
It's just a cause of laziness with me, I guess.
Yeah, same.
Also,
it's expensive too.
And you also void your warranty by taking out the screw.
But at this point, you're 3 years in.
Yeah, seriously. It probably doesn't matter anymore. But at this point, it's just like every time I get a new game, I just have to go through my thing and figure out what I'm deleting. Yeah. Which is how it was with Batman and Witcher, and now it's like... And by the way, I finished The Witcher.
Okay.
Finished it.
And you
loved
liked it?
I loved it. I thought it was great. It didn't click with me the first time.
Mm-hmm. Movement's weird.
Movement's weird. The thing that got me was that it's just so dense. Like, there's too much to do, and it kind of overwhelmed me. But then I picked it up like a month or two ago, stole Michael's copy, which turned out to be your copy. And so I re-borrowed the copy that I borrowed from you originally.
Basically, the reason you're here is so that he can return it to you.
Oh, yeah. I don't even have it, so...
Never mind.
From the blog at PlayStation.com, it says the PS4 System Software 4.0 will feature folders, UI refresh, and more. The beta is already out for 4.0, codenamed Shingen, and it rolls out for everyone soon, which I'm assuming is going to start rolling out on the September 7th PlayStation event when they reveal the Slim. Mm-hmm. Basically, it comes with a UI refresh. You hold down the you know how you would hold down the home button and it would pop up with that blue menu, turn off the console. Now it's just a sidebar that comes in so you don't miss your game or whatever happening there. You get a quick menu. You can put your games in a folder and label things, and new trophy menus. So it's kind of just a cosmetic thing. How do you feel about this?
I like the menu thing. Like when you're taking a screenshot now, it doesn't have to take up the whole screen. You can just pop in real fast and then pop out. They already had the one button though, so it doesn't change too much with that.
Did you have much of a problem with the original PS4 UI? I didn't hate it.
Sometimes, though, when I wanted to play a certain game, I'd have to go all the way to the right for my...
the library.
The library. But that's, I don't know, it takes an extra 5 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, then there was that thing where in one of their updates, they added an option where you can limit your items to 15 on the home screen and then go to the library, which doesn't necessarily fix the problem, but it makes it a little bit better. And now we get to the biggin'. You get to that big, fat piece of news that I want to really discuss with you guys. From the blog at PlayStation.com. Starting on September 22nd, 2016, prices for PlayStation Plus memberships will change to $59.99 USD for 12 months, $24.99 USD for 3 months, and the monthly plan will change to $11.99 in Canada and remain $9.99 in the US. If you are a current member, the new prices will take effect if your membership renews on or after this date. Quote, PlayStation Plus strives to enrich your PlayStation experience through a world-class service built for our fans. This marks the first time that PS Plus membership prices will increase in the US and Canada since the launch of the service in 2010. The new pricing reflects the current market conditions while enabling us to continue providing exceptional value to our members. As a member, you will continue to enjoy the benefits and features that enable shared experiences such as online multiplayer, free games, and exclusive discounts. You will also continue to get exclusive benefits such as online game save storage and discounts across the PS digital services. If you do not wish to continue your subscription, please be sure to cancel it by turning off auto-renewal in your account settings before September 22nd, 2016. Now, I don't have the soundbite ready, so John, when I say it's a topic of the show, I want you to do the Jeopardy sound effect. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
We've gotten to our topic of the show. Is PlayStation Plus worth it anymore?
For me, I play online, so it's definitely... For anybody who plays online, 50 to 60 is not going to change anything.
No. And I think one of the interesting things is that the price shift for the year membership is what's getting under people's craw the most when it's a $10 more increase. But then if you look at it, if people are dumb enough to be paying $9.99 a month for all 12 months...
$11.99.
Well, $11.99 in Canada. In the U.S., it's still $9.99 a month for 1 month of the service.
I wasn't listening.
And then it's 20. The prices are switching up to $24.99, I believe, from $14.99 for the 3 month.
It's just bringing it up to par with Xbox because
so now there's parity with Xbox. Yeah. So the other thing that people were bringing up on the PlayStation subreddit, which was a fascinating place when this news broke. You're good, Michael.
Just rip it
open
off
the
like
door.
a
Just rip it off like a Band-Aid.
Michael is sitting in the room. So is Connor.
We got
Connor, how you doing tonight, Connor? Just shouting in the mic.
Doing great. Hey, everybody.
It's good to have him here. So Michael's been snacking and drinking. He's got to get a refill.
We're having a merry old time. Hey, Mike, would you grab me another Red Hook IPA?
Yeah.
And another Great Lakes October, please, with the Millennium Falcon.
You can see how well we plan the show.
Wait, I have the Falcon. Never mind. Abort the Falcon, Connor.
So here's my thing: is that like I want to have Michael in the room for this because I'm actually starting to look forward to Battlefield 1.
You weren't before?
Not...
What? For those of you that aren't actually in the room, Michael just popped an enormous 12-foot erection.
Thank you.
Oh, here he is.
Hey, there he is.
Yeah. So
13 feet.
I've got a, and if the urge ever strikes you to talk, Michael, just lean in between these two guys' chairs. Now, see, I've had this on and again, off again thing with Battlefield 1 where it's like, am I excited about it? I'm not excited about it. War games have not really been my thing since Black Ops 1, which I think was the last game that I really got into that was a first-person war-based shooter. And I know that they've evolved, and I know that the industry has changed in terms of these games, but like Battlefield 1 did not interest me at all other than the time period. Like, because Battlefield as a game has never really done it for me. Like,
and I don't only have played 4 though, right?
I played 4 and 3, and I played Bad Company when it was on PlayStation 3.
Okay.
Yeah, those games are fun, right? But like, I've always bought Battlefield games on a discount. Michael, would you shut that door for me?
Michael, did you give me my Oktoberfest, Michael?
You said you didn't want it.
I asked. I said abort.
He said abort the Falcon.
Abort the Falcon.
Never abort the Falcon. Let's just be clear. Great kid, don't get cocky. Yeah, thanks for the Chewy. But, so, I'm taking it by your sense of excitement. You were jazzed about Battlefield 1.
That's my favorite franchise, so for sure.
Ever.
Like, of any video game franchise-wise.
Fiction.
Yeah.
It's my favorite fiction franchise, really.
Pretty much.
Oh my god.
I mean, well, not of all, like, books, movies, TV, but for video games, for sure it is, yeah.
Really? Okay, so what's kept you on the wagon for all these years?
What about Uncharted?
The support the games get, that's really good. I mean, in 3 years... all of them are still getting updates.
Yeah, so they just did a UI update for Battlefield 4.
To bring it up with what Battlefield 1 is going to have.
Okay, so what does that exactly mean? So they're making uniformity between the UIs? Is that all that it was?
Yeah, if you have them all on digital, I heard that you can switch between Hardline 4 and 1 when it releases just by like going over in the menus.
I can't even with these chuckleheads. What are we doing?
Beer tasting.
Sampling beer.
We're sampling the Great Lakes Oktoberfest brew. Great Lakes, in case you guys know, it's a Cleveland brewery.
Interesting conversation.
I would say the Oktoberfest, I'm going to give it a 3.75 out of 5.
I think it goes down. At Radio Video, we do the 20-point scale.
What's that?
20.
Then the 7.5?
1.52, 2.52,
Oh, okay,
3.
that makes sense.
7.75? I don't know. Anyway, it's smooth, but it's not as good as Ryan Geist. I don't know how to do math.
No. If I was going to rate Red Hook on the Radiovania patented 20-point scale, I'd probably have to give it a 7.5 or an 8. Okay, so back on the topic. I was going to ask you another question. What were you saying? You were saying about the UI. They're making it so that they flow better between the games.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure you can change between the games without exiting the game. Like, inside
Really?
the menu, you can go between
Now, is this
4 Hardline and 1.
Is this on every console or is it PC exclusive? Like that
every
sort of
console, but I
change?
think you have to have digital for all of them, which I don't, so it's not going to mean anything. But
So
it's
if
just
you
a
have
cool
the
thing
disc-
they're adding.
Now, another thing, I just to clarify, do you buy most of your games physical or do you buy most of them digital?
Physical, most of them.
Okay,
if I
yeah.
can.
So I'm still on that bandwagon. I know I should jump on the digital game, but I love having the hard copy. I love being able to lend it to friends. I love being, and as long as it's still alive, I'm going to take advantage of it because digital games will take over
I
sooner
like
or
to
later.
see him sitting over there.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
little
cabinet.
shelf.
It's amazing.
Every now and then I'll just like go through and I'll like, oh, isn't that a pretty cover? Like the other day I was thinking about how good the Bloodborne cover is. Yes, I was thinking about how pretty that cover for Bloodborne is.
I was thinking the same thing. It's good.
But so Battlefield 1, gush about it for me. What's exciting about it? Is this the game that's keeping your... If Battlefield 1 wasn't coming, if the Battlefield franchise was just obliterated, would you be paying for PS Plus?
That's good, actually.
Are there any other PlayStation games that you play online for most of the time?
Well, if Battlefield disappeared, I'd have to find another shooter, but...
What about Battlefront? You gotta play that Rogue One DLC.
Yeah, I do play that still. Every DLC.
So you're still playing Battlefront?
Every time a DLC
Hell
comes out,
yeah.
I play it.
Cool.
Pretty.
How'd you feel about Bespin?
Amazing.
I don't like that with the maps and the guns and the characters. That's all good, but I don't like that the playlists are limited just to DLC.
But
John had the same
that's
problem.
with all the DLCs.
Yeah, that's with all of them. And I don't really want to play it because I have to play all the modes that I don't want to play.
Well,
with
do you
it.
think at the end, after a while, they'll eventually just like merge them all together?
No, I don't.
Too late.
I don't either.
Too
They
late.
probably loan about a year when no one's playing anymore, just to put them all together, and at that point it'll be too late.
It's infuriating a little bit.
Yeah.
So I go back to my original question. The topic of the week is PlayStation Plus worth it? John, are you motivated to keep paying for PlayStation Plus, knowing that really the only online game that you play is Battlefront, and that can't last forever?
Oh, it will last forever. It's a bummer because I would buy the 3-month increment, which apparently has gone up in pricing. So I'll have to look forward to more purchasing options, but I'd have to go with, I'd still pay for it.
You still pay for it. See, the thing is that a lot of people on these PlayStation subreddits seem to have
It gets you access to the store, right? And it gets you the free games.
But you don't need access to the store. What it does give you is the free games, and whenever they do flash sales, they give you exclusive PlayStation discounts.
I still think it's worth it.
The Falcon.
You know, I have it.
Who's the Falcon? Thank you.
I have it.
And that...
Well, look out, Chewie, there's an asteroid. There you go.
I like it. That was my other point, was that the PlayStation Plus free games I actually get a fair bit of use on, and I was curious to know. I was curious to know what
I got 2K16 on it. That's really nice. I played that.
I was
all
so
the
happy
time.
about that. I was like, hell
it's a new game.
Free game. That's
that was the first big AAA game that I was really.
Connor
excited
just
for.
mentioned the Injustice Ultimate Edition.
Oh
was
another great PlayStation
Infamous
Plus
First
game.
Light too. That was really
totally
good.
great.
Yeah.
Even like the smaller games, like recently they just put on Gone Home, which I thought was fantastic. That's one of my favorite games.
Zach, you like Gone Home?
I love Gone Home. And right now,
Never heard about it.
One of the free games right now is Tricky Towers, which, have you messed around with this?
No.
We have to play Tricky Towers sometimes. It's actually like really fun. I played a couple games, didn't really get into it, but it cooked me. It's, ready for this? Tetris with physics. Right?
I don't like physics.
Oh, you'd like this kind of
physics games at best.
It's actually pretty fun. You get 4 players line up in a row, and basically you have like different modes to reach the top check line, or you get like puzzle based, and they don't disappear like Tetris blocks. You're just trying to stack them in the best ways you can, and they'll tilt and they'll lean, and it's fun. It's actually like a fun little game. And so my stance is that I think PlayStation Plus is still worth it to me.
It is to me too.
Because I feel like the free games that they offer and the discounts that I get in the store during flash sales make up the one, like $59.99 is the cost of one game.
Yeah, exactly.
I buy on average, including digital download games, maybe 20, 25 games a year. And so if I'm sacrificing one of those games for an entire year of this service, which includes online, which includes these discounts, I think that's totally well worth it. Now, is this going to burn a lot of goodwill? Yes.
I think, though, that in 3 months it'll simmer down and they're going to be making way more money. Because no one's really going to cut it who uses it. So it won't make any difference.
Yeah, a lot of people are making the Netflix argument where it's like you just pay for this service, and so when you just think about like you don't even think about it.
Yeah.
You just keep paying for it because you don't think about it. Same with Netflix. It's just like a month goes by and you forgot to pay for your Netflix. You're like, whoa, I don't have Netflix. Let's pay for this again. So I do think there's going to be a lot. I think the uproar was kind of, it's dramatized because it's the internet, and what are you going to do? And we're back with episode 26 of Radiovania. Now, this is going to be a little interesting because we totally forgot at the end of the episode, we were doing all the sign-offs, and we forgot that we didn't even talk about No Man's Sky, which is the whole basic reason that we brought Kyle onto the show. So we're doing this. We're going to insert it in. It might be awkward. Don't worry about it. It'll all be fine. But right now, we're going to talk about No Man's Sky because I've not played it. John Parker's not played it. But who has played it? Kyle Kemp.
I have.
Yeah. So you bought it day one.
I did.
In fact, Connor said that you didn't want to hang out with us that night because you were so excited to play No Man's Sky.
True.
Also, you got it during your you had your wisdom teeth taken out, right?
Yeah. So the PC edition was delayed 3 days, so I couldn't get that because.
Why was it delayed 3 days? Did they give a reason?
No, which is annoying.
That is annoying.
But they did, and so I didn't want to wait 3 extra days because I had my wisdom teeth out and I was laying around all day.
So give me your first impressions. How was the? It's been 2 weeks, right, since the game came out? 2.5, 3 weeks.
Yeah, just over 2 weeks. Because I think it was the 9th or the 12th. The 12th, I think, was the PC, and the 9th was the PS4, I think.
So how did the first couple days go? Like, how did it sit with you? How did you feel?
So at this point, I've put, like, 20 hours in or something.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, so enough to talk about it, but I haven't reached the center of the galaxy yet. I do know what's there, though. So
you have? I spoiled it for myself. I looked up online, too. How did you feel about it?
I would have liked if it was something more story-based or just some sort of reveal. But since it's not, it allows me to go around and just explore more. So I'm glad I didn't make it to the center because now I don't have to rush there.
Is there a trophy for getting to the center?
Oh, I'm sure there is, but I haven't looked. I haven't looked at trophies too much.
Okay. Have you noticed that you've been getting any?
Yeah, I have gotten a lot of trophies. And milestones. There's milestones way too often.
But the milestones are in-game trophies, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. So tell me about your pros and cons. What are the good things about the game? What would you rate it on the patented 20-point Radiovania scale? If you had to give it a score, where would you round out? See, what does it have on Metacritic right now? Have you checked that recently?
Well, like, who's? The critics or the members? Members is going to be way low. It always is, almost.
Let's go to Metacritic. Tell me about your first impressions.
A 70 from critics.
Yeah, right now it's a 71.
Okay, that's pretty much where I'd put it, though, right at a 70. Okay. There's stuff that I really wish they would have added, or things they cut or said would be in that aren't in. It's been bad communication all the way around for everybody.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people have been saying that most of the bad communication has been coming from Sony's end and not. I'm blanking on the studio's name. Yeah, Sean Murray and Hello Games. Yeah. Because, they did Joe Danger. They did these small downloadable
I played
games.
The second one.
And now they've got No Man's Sky, which is this huge paradigm shift in the way that games are developed and created. And so a lot of people have been expecting more than what they've been getting. And I think that's been what's been at the main stick in most people's craw. But, so what things were you expecting that you didn't get from the game?
I was hoping that there was some sort of online co-op connection where if someone else bought the game and I wanted to meet up with them, it's a slim chance, but I mean...
That seems like the main complaint.
Yeah, I wanted to be able to meet someone and fly with them occasionally.
Yeah, and did you see the Twitch stream where the two guys found exactly
and
planets
and they went
up to meet up? Yeah, that is very fascinating. I was watching that as it happened, and I was like, wow, this is...
and for the PC code, I'm pretty sure it was stripped apart, and there's not even like a way for people to see each other. There's no character models or anything, so you're just like a floating camera.
Yeah, with a gun and a thing or whatever.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about the way the game plays? So the most important thing about any game is how it feels,
the
how it
UI
plays.
is super awesome. It's Destiny, basically.
That's what I've been hearing a lot.
It's a nice UI.
Okay.
It's smooth. You got the little circle mouse cursor that goes around and clicks everything. Some things are annoying when you've got to move or stack in the UI. It won't let you, or it takes a while to sell or do whatever because scrolls aren't fast enough or holding stuff down takes too long, but that's easy fixes in a patch. So the UI's good. The gameplay's good. It's smooth. I haven't really experienced any hitches or crashes at all 20 hours in, but I haven't played since the patch, which I guess crashed a lot of people.
The day one or the second?
The second one was like last week.
Okay.
And so I haven't played it yet just because I don't want to crash.
Sure.
And then
I can imagine not wanting to do that.
it might be fixed now, I don't know, but I've been busy moving into school, so I haven't gotten around to it. So yeah, it plays well. There's some things also, though, that, like, element-wise, I thought there'd be more elements in the game. That might be my own misunderstanding, my fault, but I hoped there would be more elements and stuff to find. Plants and animals. Animals are pretty good. There's not huge animals and there aren't tiny animals, but there's a pretty good variety. I've seen a lot of pictures of different animals, so that's pretty good.
So you haven't been seeing many repeats?
There's a bunch of the same styles, but usually it's only if you're staying in a system or something. There's a lot. Plants, there's more repeats. I think they could do a little bit better in the plant life stuff. I don't know. It's pretty sparse and they're sparse, whatever, and it looks similar on a lot of planets, I guess.
Okay.
It's hard to find a planet that looks like you want to walk around it. It's a lot of rock and like coral.
See, one of my things is that one of my favorite things to do with my computer is edit all of my files and folders and files sizes and all this stuff to be in the perfect exact places. And so people have told me, like, oh, you totally dig No Man's Sky because it's all resource management and space inventory and learning about all this different stuff. my worry is that the world is not interesting enough for me to keep being invested, and especially as someone like me who gravitates towards games with a story.
Then yeah, you're gonna lose interest fast.
Okay.
At what it is currently, they've already talked about patches that they want to come out with like base building and larger ships, and that'll be cool because if you can build bases, it's a whole new element to the game.
Interesting. So, do you think there's ever a future where we see person-to-person contact in No Man's Sky?
I don't think they add something like that. I think they go with more the single-player survival aspect with base building, maybe more trade, bigger ships, hangars, maybe, something like that. I think they just leave multiplayer out of it now that everyone knows it's not there.
Now, have you been naming a lot of your own planets and systems, or have you been finding a lot of systems and stuff from other people?
I haven't found anybody else's.
You haven't found anybody else?
No, most people haven't.
Okay.
It's sort of a bug, I think, when the game initially launched, that sometimes you would start near someone else for whatever reason. You weren't supposed to, but they did. So no, I haven't seen anybody else. Most people I don't think have. It's a few people here and there. You just see them on the internet. I do name all the planets and systems. I've named one, and this was my brother's idea, Narnia McNarnia Face. And then all of that's the system name, so then all the planets are Susan McSusan Face and Peter McPeter Face, and so you got the whole jazz.
The whole squad.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
But there's too much stuff to name everything you find, because there's new plants on every planet.
So, basically, you haven't said any. You said you would rate it in the 70s.
About a 7.
About a 7?
Yeah.
So, do you think that there's any way that they could patch this and keep making these fixes and updates or whatever, so it gets to the point where it could range in the 8s,
yeah,
maybe 9s?
I think they could add stuff to the game to make it an 8.5. If they add more plant variety, that would be something I don't think would be terribly hard. It's a little bit harder on PS4 because it might struggle with the frames if making more plant life. I don't know, too much stuff on screen. But if they add more variety, at least, that'd be cool. And then bases and bigger ships, stuff like that, I think could make you want to invest more time into it. Having your own little world you can build.
Cool. And that's another thing that really drew me in, is that I'm scared to spend $60 on it, because right now I don't know if the game is necessarily worth.
Yeah, I would recommend you
$60. Yeah, exactly.
Wait and see.
But it does seem like the whole kind of thing that I really like therapeutic games. I like games like Flower and Flow and Journey that kind of relax my mind.
But it's not really like that. It doesn't.
Pardon?
No, Lego games.
Lego games,
Yeah,
sure,
those are
John.
good. It doesn't have the same feel, though, as those, because I've played those.
I feel like maybe if it was $39.99 and I found it at GameStop used maybe and every couple nights put in 15, 20, 30 minutes and just kind of relax and fly around and find these different spaces, get some new resources. I feel like that could be really great for me. But right now, even hearing it from you, it makes me a little bit skeptical in buying it now. Yeah, so what would be your advice to people who are thinking about buying the game?
If you can buy it on PC, I'd say go ahead and do it, because there's a lot of mods that offer things that people want. Like flying on PS4 is pretty restrictive. You can only get so close to the ground. Your speed's a little slow. So it feels like you're more of like observing rather than like in a spaceship zooming around like in Star Wars. You can't really get the feel of going between canyons and whatever.
Interesting.
But on PC, they've removed all that, and then there's like stuff to extend view distance and more plants, larger plants, more multi-tools, all sorts of stuff like that.
Cool.
So if you can get it on PC, which I know you can't, but I recommend it to people. On PS4, I'd say hold out until you see a price drop or patches that add something you want.
Interesting. All right, well, thank you for your insight. We'll definitely be inserting this into one of our conversations. And so right now we're going to shift back into whatever random conversation or whatever thing John Parker was yelling about in the previous part of the episode. 3, 2, 1, Last of Us. But talk to me more about Battlefield 1, since we're on the subject. John and I have yet to have a very intellectual conversation because both of us are so Battlefield ignorant. Michael is slowly inching forward on his seat. Talk to me about Battlefield 1. Now, they just recently talked about the... if you're going to talk at all, you might want to like scoot between these guys. Michael's emerging from his shell like a beautiful like Khaleesi's dragon.
Oh, gotta talk about Battlefield.
And okay, so recently they just talked about how the horses are going to come into play in multiplayer, right? Did you read this article?
I've heard stuff about it from YouTube, but I don't know if I read the article.
Okay, so obviously the most exciting thing to anybody about Battlefield 1 is the multiplayer aspects.
Obviously.
What have you heard that's getting you really excited? Because it seems like the hype for this game has just been astronomical, more than any other Battlefield game that I've ever seen personally. So what is it? Is it just the time period?
It's the period piece.
If it's as good as Battlefield 4 and it's set in World War I, it's going to be the best shooter of the year. I think so.
Now, what's going to compete against it? The next Call of Duty, right? So Infinite Warfare?
Yeah, it'll probably sell more. The player rate will decline way faster on that, though, than on Battlefield.
Will the sales of people buying to get Modern Warfare 4 remastered with the new Call of Duty, will that count in competing with Battlefield 1, do you think?
It will.
Because if so, because I think a lot of people are going to buy that game just for that purpose. Because that's what I would buy.
Yeah,
the price on that.
Yeah, but people would buy that because that game is so much better.
Yeah, I guess anyone with just a console. If you have it on PC, you could just play it on PC.
Now you said like the player base is going to stay pretty.
Call of Duty always drops off.
Call of Duty always drops.
In 3 months, it drops quite a bit.
Call of Duty always drops, and sales in terms of the games have always sort of plateaued. And another one of the interesting things that I think it was an article on Eurogamer or Polygon brought up is that it's suddenly flipped, that now the Treyarch games are selling more than the Infinity War games, but the Infinity War games with like Modern Warfare and 2 just absolutely demolished World at War and the original Black Ops. And so now it's like the tables have totally turned, which I think is interesting because I think Treyarch makes better games. I like Treyarch's games more than Infinity Ward's. Or at least when they were still Infinity Ward. Yeah. Now they've got guys at Respawn, which we'll get to the Titanfall 2.
Did Treyarch make World at War?
Treyarch did make World at War,
Infinity War was the Modern Warfare trilogy, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Modern Warfare 2 is really
I think I would have to side with Treyarch too. I like Black Ops and World at War a lot better, both from a campaign and a multiplayer perspective. Although Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer ranks supreme of those Call of Duty games. Mike, what do you think about Battlefield 1?
Let's go back to the Battlefield franchise.
Yeah, okay, so from an interview with who is this guy? Alex Grundle. I'm going to call him Alex Grundle. Yep.
Grindelwald.
Alex Grundle, who is he's a producer at DICE, and they were asking him a bunch of these things about history and about the game and about all this stuff. And the interviewer says the horses are getting a lot of attention. Do they act like vehicles on the battlefield? And Alex Grundle says, quote, "This is the first mount we have ever built in the Battlefield game, so we're bringing a new dimension to the vehicle selection. This is something quite new for the franchise. That's as far as I can take that right now, but it's pretty exciting. You can speculate a lot from what you've seen. The answers will become clear. Yes, they will play a central role." The interviewer says, "I have an image of 64 players all on horses charging into each other. In my mind, it looks hilarious and fun." And Alex Grundle says, quote, yes, absolutely, yeah, yep. I can't say right now whether that's the case, but I agree with you. That's an awesome picture.
So they should make a Lord of the Rings game. So
it's going to limit
a Lord of the Rings game, my dice. Oh, my God. Get in my belly.
I think horses, though, are limited to 5 or 6 per map, though.
So they're like ATSTs? But like less.
Well, more like motorcycles in Battlefield.
All right,
it's like a motorcycle. Yeah.
Now, see, is there a mode in Battlefield where you can go to like a custom map, custom setting editor where you can say like all horses?
Probably
just not. Like everything's a horse.
Somebody on PC will find a way to do it. But on console,
PC, I want that mod.
I think there'll be a mod.
I want that mod. I want that the horse battle mod.
Online play though, and with
with
their security stuff, it will be so many mods for Battlefield.
That's true. So another thing that we have to talk about really quick. Well, what do you're over here with Battlefield. So
exactly,
Michael, talk to me about Battlefield.
I was able to play the alpha.
Yeah, that's right. Get a little bit closer. You're still a little bit farther
closer.
away.
All right, so
talk to me about the alpha. You played it at our good friend's house, right?
Our good friend Tyler Holland's house.
Yeah, shout out to Tyler. What's his Twitter name?
Tyler Denmark.
Shout out to @TylerDenmark on Twitter. We love you. You should be on the show sometime.
He definitely should.
I feel like he's got good insight.
Star Wars v Lord of the Rings Part 2. I would win.
John keeps suggesting for this topic, and it's
because
just,
I want to win.
It's going to happen eventually, after dark number, whatever it becomes, but it'll happen. So on the alpha,
Dark 10, you better watch out.
I was absolutely blown away with the gameplay, even in the alpha.
So what was included in the alpha? What game modes?
It's one map, and we played the typical Conquest, original kind of Battlefield mode. So that's where you're taking the 5 points along the map. and it was absolutely fantastic. So kind of what made it unique is obviously the World War I setting.
A lot of bolt action rifles.
A lot of bolts. So I used the bolt action rifle. I can't remember exactly what rifle it was, but all the weapons are compared to the modern, with 10 scopes on it and a silencer and a laser sight, wildly inaccurate and do not have a lot of ammo. And so I think it makes gameplay very fair.
You have a lot of melee kills.
I had a couple. So you can press a button and you'll charge with your bayonet. Or like your trench knife, and what it does is it's an instant kill if you hit the person, because actually melee now it takes 2 unless you hit him in the back, so it takes a couple, and I think that's been kind of
that's the thing is like with World War One, wasn't like the only form of like an automatic weapon. Wouldn't that be just like a turret? Like I don't know if they had.
They
have automatic rifles?
handheld automatic rifles, but
gas powered, right?
They were few and far
Towards
between.
the end of the war, yeah, they
were few and far between.
Is there a lot of gas grenades and stuff like that? Because that's a huge part of
you
World War
can
I.
actually you can put on your gas mask to avoid the gas, but you can't zoom in. You can't look down
the
your
Geneva
sight.
Convention, kids. That's my history fact for the day.
Yeah, so you can always wear your gas mask because the gas will kill you quick.
Yeah, that's why they made it.
But you can't zoom in on your rifle. You can't scope in. So that's
Really?
interesting. That's the disadvantage of that. Yeah, the gas mask sticks out far, so it's hard to look down your sight.
Oh, okay. So just with the gas mask.
Yeah. Just with the gas
okay,
mask.
so I missed that.
Zach's like, you can't zoom in. I'm not gonna buy this.
Well, I was
game.
gonna say that's a huge. Huge downside.
It's like Medal of Honor.
It's like GoldenEye. Or could you zoom in GoldenEye?
That's the thing with Bioshock. With Bioshock Infinite, which no spoilers. You played the Bioshock series, right?
On the first one on PC.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Well, when that collection comes out, John's promised me that since it's my favorite game of all time, he's going to give it a playthrough. And one of the big problems with Infinite is that you couldn't zoom down the scopes with L2, I guess would be the correct button. You had to click down the right stick, which bothered the hell out of me.
Do you think they fixed that?
I definitely think they'll have controller mapping.
There is mapping on the PS4 anyways, though.
Cool.
Like,
for Battlefield 1?
Well, for every game. Like the PS4 itself.
Oh, that's true. So another question I have for both of you. So did you play the alpha?
I didn't.
Did you watch plenty of videos?
Yeah, tons.
Yeah, tons. So a question I have for you guys is that one of the deterrents of me for the Battlefield series is like I had one of the launch games I had for PS4 was Battlefield 4, right? Mm-hmm. And so I loved that. I played it. I actually thought the story was actually pretty good, which is why I'm excited for the Battlefield 1 is because I hope that they're going to have a good period piece sort of story, and they've talked about this multiple characters thing.
Yeah, chapters and sort of segments they're following.
I think that sounds totally dope, but the other thing is that with multiplayer, you spend so much time on this multiplayer, and one of my favorite things about multiplayer games like Call of Duty or Red Dead Redemption or Destiny is that you get this character that you feel like you know, and you start upgrading them and finding out things about them, and you dress them a certain way, and they look a certain way, and they feel a certain way to you. And when you switch between these characters, they feel completely different. So with Battlefield 1, do I get any of that, or is it going to be like Battlefield 4, where it's just like there are 4 classes, this is how they feel, go? Like, is there any sort of character
from a multiplayer?
Yeah, I'm talking about like, is there any sort of character progression?
Like
because that's something I felt like it was missing from Battlefield forever. Like, I don't feel like there's any sense of like progression as a character. Like, I'm leveling up, I'm getting these ribbons and stuff, but I don't really feel like I'm progressing as a character.
I think you're only going to get that though in like a RPG multiplayer. Any first-person shooter doesn't give that. Like Call of Duty, your character.
Call of Duty, but that's what I'm talking about. With Call of Duty, you get these different skins and weapon gear, and you get call signs and tags.
There's actually all of that in Battlefield. There's like your emblem, and there's also the skins for your gun and your camos and everything. So I mean, there's no story at all.
Yeah, but what about like upgrades for certain characters? Are there unlockables like quieter crouching, yada yada yada? Like,
there's sort of in Battlefield 4
it's trench warfare.
and in Battlefield 4 they introduced sort of perk trees where the more kills you get in a life, the better you do, you start to go up, and the better your squad is doing, and you unlock more and more perks.
But then it resets to 0 when you die.
If everyone in your squad dies, it resets.
Okay.
And I think, it goes down 1 for every death or something of a squad. I don't think it's like that, but it's close.
All I'm saying is that, like, I feel like I gravitate to games more like Destiny or Call of Duty because I feel like I've created this character. And with Battlefield 4, I felt like one of the big deterrents for me with multiplayer is that I don't have a character that I really care about. It's just another faceless Marine, you know? And that's not a bad thing. It's just that one of my favorite things is having that character progression. And even in Uncharted multiplayer, you have these different characters you can select from that you care about from the story. So it adds a little bit. It adds a little bit of connectiveness, whatever.
You
to
gotta
the game.
play as Sullivan Winter every time because it's Victor Sullivan wearing a nice leather jacket with the fur trim around the collar. Put the aviators on. You're good
So
to go.
tell me, what's your fantasy football name there, John?
Solely Sexy Stash coming to a story near you.
And you're going all the way, right? More like Crazy Handsome.
More like Crazy Handsome.
So yeah, Battlefield 1. I mean,
He's gonna buy it.
I'm gonna buy it. That's the thing. That's what it comes down to. Is that like I know you're gonna play it, and I know Michael's gonna play it, and I'm pretty sure Connor's gonna play it. It's like iffy.
Yeah, I'm gonna convince him.
But if anything, I think of it as like my girlfriend has a really good thing. Shout out to @Carly Simmendinger. What I think it's like @C_Simmendinger.
You don't even.
I forget what her Twitter name is. I know. Sorry.
Call her up.
Shout out to Carly. She has a thing where she's like,
Carly.
she's like, is it worth like every use $1 or whatever? Like, will you use it every day or whatever?
Yeah.
So it's like,
You gotta play it for 60 days.
if I think that it has that much longevity, then yeah, I'll get it. But for Battlefield 4, honestly, I started to wane pretty hard on it after I finished the story.
I put a few hundred hours into it, though.
That's the thing, is that when Battlefield 4 came out and the PS4 launched, I didn't have that many people that I played online with. Like, I wasn't really close with you yet, and you didn't have Battlefield. I know I had you guys as friends, or at least one of you as friend. Yeah, I had you because we went to the PS4 launch together, didn't we, Connor?
Michael and I were Team Xbox way back when.
Yeah.
We had 360.
Until Michael had water spilled on his Xbox.
Yeah.
That's a great
Whatever that
story.
was.
We should tell that on the show.
Probably not. Because we don't know.
We don't want to incriminate anyone.
It's just a sad story.
That's
Okay.
Michael losing $400. So.
All right, so the next thing I want to move on
It's
to
a good
really
cause,
quick.
though, because now you're Team PlayStation, right? Right, Mike?
It is a good cause because now
PlayStation.
well, now you're moving on to a unified. It's like join our cult.
It's a big
Right,
cult.
I'm part of the cult now. That
We're
makes
blood
sense.
brothers.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
The next thing I want to talk about with both of you, and now John can talk a little bit more on the subject, is we played the beta for Titanfall.
Yeah.
Titanfall 2.
Well, the tech test. Or
Yeah, the tech test. And right now, apparently I had no idea, but the second weekend is going on right now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so there's 2 weekends. I don't know if there's
Okay.
more, but right now the tech test is still going on. So if you haven't played Titanfall 2, you can get on it. I'm assuming you can go onto the PlayStation Store like I did and download it for free. And
Yeah, you have to go under the game itself.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to find.
it was like a 6 gigabyte download.
Yeah. Takes a little while.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of time. Luckily, it wasn't like NBA 2K16, which was the most fucking heinous
It's like 60 gigs or
download
something?
time I'd ever experienced in my entire life. John's writing down a curse word. I said fucking. I'm sorry.
Connor reminded me. He's keeping me in
Thanks,
check.
Connor. Have we not cursed this like whole time?
Hardly. I don't
Wow, I'm proud of myself. Usually I'm a sailor.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Beer number 2. I just hit it on the chair. Beer number 2. So what did we think of Titanfall 2? What did we think of Titanfall 2? Let's end with John. Kyle, what did you think about the Titanfall 2 tech test?
I liked it. I hadn't played the first one at all. It was on PC, which is how I could have played it, but
And Xbox One.
yeah, I mean, I don't have one though, so I couldn't have.
Windows 10 exclusive.
Okay, Lydia. Let's get off stage.
I'm
Did
right
you
behind
watch
you,
the
Lydia.
E3 for Minecraft?
Not the Minecraft one.
You didn't watch the
Listen,
Microsoft
conference when
this
they did
is
the
the most
Minecraft
Oh, I
awkward-
missed that one. I was
Okay.
at work.
It's
yeah.
the most awkward 6 minutes you'll ever watch. It's these two
I don't know, dude.
stone cold nerds who live in closets by themselves, and they're on stage and they're playing Minecraft, and she's just like,
On iPad.
okay, yeah, they're playing on iPad. She's like, okay, like I'm farming this and stuff like that, and then this guy's like, okay, Lydia, I'll follow you to the next area, and they're just, oh my gosh, it was
It's the
terrible.
whole thing.
And
That
they're like,
was
let's
awkward.
get out of here, and then they just stand there for like 40 seconds.
Now
And
that was
it's like,
awkward.
Get off stage.
But do you remember the stage demo for Scalebound?
What is that?
Do you think that was that bad?
The demo looked terrible.
that-
And I
Oh,
know
the
that there's
actual like the gameplay of it.
The
yeah, I
dem-
did hear that it looked worse than the trailer. The trailer
Oh,
had me excited, and I don't even have an Xbox.
we were sitting there on the couch and this demo was like 5 minutes in of this one dude hitting this monster over and over again. And John and I looked at each other and were like, what the hell are we watching right
And then
now?
Sony came out later with Crash.
yeah, and then
Spider-Man,
Sony came out and just like,
X-Wing
came
VR,
over
Batman VR. We're just like,
we were losing our
freaking
minds.
out.
That is going to go down in history as the most memorable E3 for me because that was the first time I really bonded with someone over E3. Give me a hand. And like we were sitting on the couch, and it got to the point where, and I remember the one where I freaked out was Crash, and when they brought out the music, it was like
they didn't even show anything,
and I was like, holy shit. I was like, it's happening, John, it's happening. I was freaking out.
And then like they were like, and then they went into Star Wars, and it was just like there's a guy panning up in an X-wing car, and I was like, dive into that trench right now, boy, dive into that trench. And he's like, it's incredible. And then they switched right after that, and Mark Hamill's joke was like, what you need to understand about the Batman. And I was just like, what is going on? It's back to back.
He's losing it.
I was going nuts.
Yeah, E3 was great. So Titanfall, you enjoyed it?
Oh yeah, that
I did. Yeah,
I enjoyed it too. It was fun. I enjoyed certain moments that I had. I especially enjoyed the grappling hook. John, where the hell are you going? He's gonna get another beer. You could just say that.
I didn't hardly ever use the grappling hook.
Really?
I thought it was kind of weird.
What did you use most of the time? Like, what was your class? What was your sort of like person?
I only played it for a few hours since the weekend. It went fast.
Yeah, busy times.
Yeah. So I used just a regular assault rifle, and I had the grappling hook set, but I hardly used it at all just because I don't know how it felt. I felt I could just run easier.
Interesting. I like the grappling hook in terms of taking down Titans. See, the mode that I played the most was I don't know what it's called because it was so confusing. And this is
I don't
my
remember what they were called.
This
the
is
UI
my
was weird.
Yeah, this is my two things is that I agree with you. The UI sucked. It sucked.
In game, it was awful. Too much stuff everywhere.
Whoa, it was so confusing. And the main menu, it would do this thing where it was like there were these. It was like play now.
Did you play that one? Like we had to deliver the cash. I played a whole game and didn't even know I was supposed to drop cash off.
Yeah. The bounties, where you have to take the bounties and you come back to the thing. Yeah, that was the one that I was playing the most often because I liked the idea that we were fighting against these grunts and that there were a few other players that were playing on the other side. What are you drinking there?
This is the Anti-Hero IPA.
Shout out.
Yeah, it's really good. You got like a communist guy with his head made out of hops. Really good. Anybody want to try?
That's what my head's made out of. Here, I want to try. So here's my thing with the Titanfall 2 beta is that like the most important thing and the most fun thing to me is taking down the Titans and fighting in the Titans, and I felt like that didn't happen as often in this.
This is the best part of the tech test. Running on the walls, okay?
Yeah,
that's true.
Running
mobility,
on the walls
mobility is really good.
That is one of the coolest gameplay things that I've experienced in a while.
Super smooth.
It's like you're running on walls and then you're sliding while shooting and like all this other stuff. I think the movement and the actual shooting mechanics play absolutely great on this, and you need to check it out on the tech test so you can experience it for yourself because it's something that I haven't experienced in a shooter in like forever.
Since Call of Duty, it brought so many so many reminders of playing Call of Duty, especially Modern Warfare 2, and I was just like, this is how a shooter is supposed to feel. And most of the guys from Respawn, the guys that did Titanfall and Titanfall 2, are from the old teams at Infinity Ward. And so these guys know how to make a shooter. They know how to make a game that feels good mechanically. And the guns feel good. They feel heavy. They feel powerful. You feel like you can take down the world. Now, of course, I was like doing terribly.
Oh, really? I thought it was super easy.
I was getting wrecked left and right. And this is what I'm talking about.
If I could look on my KDs, seriously, humble brag, but I was like, man, this game's super easy.
Wow.
Really.
See, the thing is that I felt like I was getting hit from behind all the time. And maybe it's just because
I was getting hit from the front, behind, the sides.
John was just getting wrecked all around.
Yeah.
Now, see, agree with me.
The best part was shooting my super laser at the other Titan.
Yeah,
I don't even know
fun.
what
the Titan gameplay is so much fun. I really enjoy playing as a Titan.
Everybody starts shooting you and you die.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you gotta eject.
But for that, like, 15-second, like,
those
adrenaline rush.
Wonderful 15 seconds. Those wonderful 15 seconds. It's
so, basically for me, it boiled down to, it's like, I had fun for that weekend. John and I played for a night. I got drunk off a couple old fashions. I was sitting in my basement. He was here in Columbus. I had a lot of fun. I really have no motivation to buy this game.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah.
I don't think I will. It's got a story, so that's a little bit more.
No, it's definitely interesting.
It's going to be a good story.
Well, the whole thing is that the trailer actually looked pretty good. Like the whole melding of human emotions and these mech emotions. It's
Watch
trite.
iRobot.
Yeah.
I might pick it up for
there you go.
$15-20 later on.
That's an interesting move. Like if it's on sale, or even if like I'm not saying that it's going to do this bad that it will, but like if it's like a free game down the road or something like that, then maybe I'd check it out. But I never played the first one. The first experience I had with the Titanfall franchise was playing the tech test a couple weekends ago with you. It just like the concept and I mean like the gameplay is great. Don't get me wrong. It just doesn't interest me at all.
Yeah.
So I can't.
I'm kind of in the same boat. It interests me, but not enough to pay $60.
But the thing is
in a time of year where it's like BioShock Collection, Skyrim. Oh my God,
but
everything!
What you have to think
crazy.
There's a huge market for multiplayer games. You look at Madden, you look at FIFA, you look at Titanfall 2, Call of Duty, Battlefield, all this kind of stuff. Multiplayer games sell a lot because there are people that are really competitive and they like to play that style of games. So this is going to do really well, and even though it doesn't interest us, which like we like multiplayer games, but you know we also like story games and stuff like that. I think this game is going to do great, and I think based on what we've experienced, that it is an improvement.
I would agree. I do think a lot of things have been improved. Now, an interesting thing that I want to bring up is that I think that game has no prayer of selling well.
Yeah, Battlefield coming out too.
Yeah.
Because if it was just Call of Duty, that's like two big shooters, which the market
Oh,
didn't
guys,
have.
that was what it was. That was what it was. Hold on.
Battlefront is still online, and Star Wars is amazing.
Yeah, but that's not going to sell still. It's just going to be people playing.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
with
so
three big shooters coming out, it's going to get...
Yeah,
it's
As
gonna
soon
be
as
the one
that
that's
Rogue One
the lowest.
DLC drops, people are going to buy the hell out of it.
Kyle.
Yep.
Disregard what I just said.
He's trying to talk to you.
What I meant to say was Titanfall 2 releases on October 28th, 2016. And you know who publishes that game? EA, Electronic Arts.
That's a bad move on their part.
Battlefield
They need to push
1, you know who produces that game?
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
EA, Electronic Arts.
They need to move it to the spring.
Battlefield 1 comes out October 21st, a week before Titanfall 2.
If Titanfall came out 2 weeks before Battlefield, people would buy it for the 2 weeks. But when it's a week later, that's going to kill
No
the sales.
way. I'm actually sad to think about it, but
What were the sales for the first battle or the first Titanfall?
Titanfall did really well but
Yeah,
it was an
because
Xbox One exclusive.
Yeah.
So it has the
This
PS4
one's-
market now.
Oh man.
Yeah, it has PS4 and PC now. Was it on PC
It was
and
on
Xbox
PC.
One? Okay, so now it's adding another market, so maybe it'll do well. I'm sure it'll do well on Xbox One and PC for people that were dedicated from year one, but-
exclusive.
And Xbox One and Windows 10 exclusive. So yeah, I think they're sending that game
What's
out
that
to time.
one game where you play as like the little fox thing from the E3 demo and you roam around and everything sings to you? What was that game called?
I don't know, but
When
Fee.
does Fee- when does
Yeah.
Fee come out?
I don't know, but I followed those guys on the Radio Vinny account.
That game looks really cool.
It looks so cute. It looks adorable.
No.
I love indie games like that.
It's badass, dude. That game looks awesome. You talk to things through singing. It's great. It's like the Little Mermaid.
Oh my god.
Oh man, I'm joking.
All right,
There's
so
beer.
help me out with. We got a couple topics up here. Do we want to discuss Pokemon Go, Assassin's Creed, or Lord of the
Let's
Rings?
do Assassin's Creed first.
Okay.
That's cool.
Keep with the video game.
What was the last one you said? Lord of the Rings? I know the least about that, but you guys can talk about that. It's fine.
Oh, it'll be good. We'll stay on that story for 20 seconds.
The Lord
From
of the Rings
Eurogamer.net, it says, it looks like Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood Revelations are headed to PS4 and Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
From Tom Phillips on... We got some British-ass dates here.
British dates.
1808-2016. So, August 18th. Oh my god. It looks like the Ubisoft will resurrect everyone's favorite Assassin's Creed hero for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Michael Fassbender.
Do you think they'll have Michael Fassbender DLC? Because I
hope so,
bet your
'cause
ass
I
they will.
would buy if they did. Michael Fassbender
They
is
might
the
have a
best
costume or
actor of
something.
the past 3 years.
Eurogamer has reached out to Ubisoft, but it denies to confirm anything. So it looks like the reports are real. The Korean ratings board. So shout out to Korea, Michael.
Kim Jong-un.
Woo!
How do we feel about this? You're an Assassin's Creed fan?
You said it was Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood and Revelations?
Yes.
I played all of those, but it depends on the price. I would consider going back into them because 2's been a long time.
I have only played Black Flag. I don't know how much it contributed to this, but Michael here is walking over.
I'm going to drop in
Those
again
are
and
all
say
worth
Tap
playing.
in, Michael.
2 is a phenomenal game. The story, the locations.
If you guys check out After Dark 3, I believe. Is
I
when
think
we
I
did-
mentioned it a little
Yeah,
bit.
It's when we did our top 10 video games. This was in Michael's top 10. I believe
Yeah.
2 of these games were, actually.
I think they were.
You
I
had
think-
2 Assassin's Creed
No, I
games?
think
in?
Black,
think
Flag,
Black
was
Flag
was-
honorable mention.
Black Flag is a really
That
good
was
one.
your
It
top one?
was. 2 was like my 10th or something like that.
Okay,
Top
gotcha.
10.
It was in the latter.
Yeah, the
5.
locations are fantastic. I like Brotherhood 2. I think
When
it's
does-
a fun game. It
Sorry
has
to
some cool
interrupt.
elements.
When does 2 take place? Because I have
2
no
2 is
experience.
just on the peak of the Italian Renaissance.
Okay.
So like Da Vinci is like
The only
30.
experience with
Yeah.
Call of Duty with Assassin's Creed that I have is when Michael was like, "Here, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, play around on Black Flag for a little bit," and I killed like 5 people.
What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do
But I
you
mean,
do?
like the ship battles look cool and whatnot.
Right, but I'll say 2 to 3 of those games I would absolutely 100% play again. Revelations was okay. I'd
Cool
probably play
setting,
through it. A cool
but-
setting.
Yeah.
But I can't say that I like especially look forward to that.
How
And
dope does that movie look, though?
I've only seen the first trailer. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a nah.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Okay,
yeah, that
guys-
was some crickets.
Guys, Michael Fassbender, Marion Cotillard, and Jeremy Irons are in this movie. It's gonna be awesome.
The cast is not what's gonna be the problem with that movie.
What do you
And
think's
we're
gonna
gonna
be
go.
the
We're gonna go. We're
You
gonna
think it's
go.
gonna be the
Story.
Kanye
We're gonna
The
go.
soundtrack?
story is just going to be.
I am a god.
Listen, you
hurry
don't-
up with my damn croissant.
Listen, Assassin's Creed, the movie, low ball it, low expectation it, and it's gonna be fine.
setting
We're gonna
and
go.
action
We're gonna
would be
have a
cool.
Radiovania review. We're gonna have a review discussion. It's gonna be great.
Okay.
I love 2. Played 2 a lot. Fantastic game. Not the best in terms of the gameplay, which
It's
I felt
pretty
like,
old, though.
Yeah, it does. We'll see if these
It
age
still moved a
very
little
well.
A little weird.
Yeah. So that's another remaster to add to this giant collection of remaster. When do we think this is going to come out, though? That's another thing. Is that
The summer of 2018.
oh my god? I'd say before Black Friday of this year.
Are you serious?
If they've already got it rated by
Are you
the,
yanking
Well,
my
here's-
chain,
let's-
son?
Let's think about BioShock because we all saw the spoiler from I think it was the Korean rating board for BioShock, that collection. And then less than a month later they announced it in the United States. So I think we're going to see this very soon.
and I
They
think
want the Christmas
Ubisoft
market, yeah.
Ubisoft is better at hiding things, I think, than Irrational or yeah. Well, Irrational isn't really even a company anymore. 2K is the one that's holding on to the BioShock franchise. So it makes sense to me that Assassin's Creed leaked. It's one of the biggest franchises in gaming.
When's
so.
that Batman remaster supposed to?
Still, no one has announced the date. They announced that date in September, right? Or September or November?
They announced the date earlier than that.
No, but when was the release date?
July. It was supposed to be July,
Okay,
and then they pushed it back.
still no word.
I
on
was
that.
supposed to have beaten it by now. I was supposed to have platinumed it by now, and I didn't. So I've been spending the rest of my summer doing nothing.
Now, we might get some input on this next story. We're going to try to wrap this up because we're almost done. Believe it or not.
No way.
Way.
It can't be over. No.
From Collider.com, Ultimate Lord of the Rings and Hobbit box set is a dream for Tolkien fans. Now, have you read about this?
I actually Googled it as you mentioned it.
Oh my god. It's
Go
not.
ahead, go ahead.
Here we go.
I'll weigh in.
I'm gonna take a deep breath, but get ready to talk because I'm not gonna want to talk after this. For the first time ever, Academy Award-winning director Peter Jackson's epic adventure is available in one spectacular limited edition collector's box set. The limited collector's edition includes 30 discs featuring all 6 Middle-earth films in their extended edition forms, housed in 6 stunning faux leather books and a collectible Hobbit-style wood shelf. This one-of-a-kind shelf is crafted from solid wood with designs selected by Peter Jackson. In addition to the extended edition release of every film, the collection also includes all previously released bonus content for both the theatrical and extended editions. Exclusive premiums designed for the collection include a spectacular 100-page sketch-style book with replica The Red Book of Westmarch, filled with original film sketches and new artwork. Original reproductions of exquisite watercolor paintings by the acclaimed conceptual artists Alan Lee and John Howe, which shout out to them because they do amazing work. The Hobbit, Unexpected Journey, The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug, The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies, Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. And guess how much this son of a bitch costs?
$7.99.
$800.
This
Now,
is a load of horse shit, all right?
It's insanity.
I'm sorry. This is just nuts.
now here's the thing.
Way too much.
If you remove the accoutrements, like the shelf and the
paintings and
leather
everything?
bound, the art book I can't imagine is that much to be cost, but the leather bound book that the art comes in, yeah. That's going to cost a lot. I would pay $150, maybe 200 tops
6 discs.
for all 6 movies in a nice collector's box, all Blu-ray with maybe an art book or whatever. I think that's a totally great deal. Who is this designed for?
Yeah, how many are they selling? Like 10,000
Correct me
or
if
something?
I'm wrong, but weren't the Hobbit movies released by Warner Brothers? So are they releasing this box set?
I thought that was all Warner Brothers. Who released?
Just New Line for the Lord of the Rings
Really?
trilogy. Yeah, Warner Brothers tacked on with the Hobbit
I didn't know
after
that.
Guillermo del Toro dropped, and they needed money. Here's the problem. This is way too expensive. Way too expensive.
Little
and
clarity.
here's another problem. If it's like the Lord of the Rings extended Blu-ray and they give you DVD discs for the bonus features and the only part that's Blu-ray is actually the film, that's kind of absurd. Not that like you need HD clarity for your bonus features, but it's still the fact that you're paying for DVDs. You're paying $800.
You ready for this?
Yeah, making a DVD
Yeah,
is
say
like
it.
4
Ready for
cents.
this?
Yeah.
Bonus content from the Hobbit trilogy, theatrical and extended editions will be included on Blu-ray disc. Bonus content from the Lord of the Rings trilogy, theatrical and extended editions will be included on DVD disc.
That is it's the extended Hobbit
Oh my
collection
God.
and the extended Lord of the Rings Blu-ray collection put in leather bound shit, and it doesn't have anything new. Okay, the discs are going to be the same. There is no deleted
my
scenes.
God.
There's no additional bonus content. You're paying for a premium for a leather bound Blu-ray case. This is
unreal.
absurd. It's absurd. That the fact that you ask $800 for that is just insane. Like, obviously someone's gonna buy it. There might be like 25 people in the world that'll be this
Shame
stupid to
on
pay for this.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, you could buy the extended Lord of the Rings set. No joke, probably $30 right now.
Let's
and
go
then
into
you
Amazon.
could buy
I'm
the
going to
extended
Amazon.
Hobbit
That's
set
not
for
30,
$50.
no.
I bet you it is. I bet you it is. It's been out for a long time.
Yeah, but I've looked at it because I want to get it, and I'm pretty sure it's.
I got mine last year for 80.
I was gonna say it's
Lord of
probably
the
50.
Rings, Lord of the Rings
50?
for 80, or 2 years ago for 80.
What was your question originally?
There's no question. It's just ranting. This is fucking bullshit.
No,
What
the
was
extended Blu-ray. How much are they? Like on
for the
Amazon?
Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, like all 3 extended Blu-ray.
$59.99.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Okay,
that's what.
now
all,
how much are the Hobbits?
It's a lot of hours though, so it makes sense.
Van.
This is still nuts. I mean, I have the extended Hobbit trilogy, and yes, the bonus features are on Blu-ray discs, and I appreciated that. The fact that even they spit out the Lord of the Rings extended trilogy with bonus features on DVD discs, where they took them out of the extended DVD sets and put them in the Blu-ray, is just nuts. And the fact that I paid, when it came out, I paid $75 for that set because I wanted to watch those so badly. This is atrocious that this is the George Lucas form of business. You're recycling the same shit and charging more money for it.
Now, to be fair, this is totally a studio thing. We can't put this blame on
I'm not
any
putting
of
it
the
on
creators
Peter
of the
Jackson.
art.
No, I'm putting it on Warner Brothers.
Okay, yeah.
Who also,
And
by
what's
the way,
the name of it?
Warner
Like,
Brothers.
What's the official name?
What is wrong
It's like
with
the
you?
collector's edition. So there's only going to be a limited amount, like 10,000.
Yeah, well,
or something.
that's my thing. Is that
They better only make 10 because nobody's gonna buy this thing, man. It's
You got a lot of rich people, a lot
$800
of
for
rich
something that costs $120 max to get both of the things. You're paying for a box of wood, an
Don't
art.
hit the table.
Sorry,
Don't hit the-
you're paying for a box of wood, a piece of art which you can look up on Google, and then you're also paying for 2 DVD box sets, or sorry, Blu-ray, if you can even classify it that way, that you could pay $120 for. It's absolutely absurd.
So here's my thing.
This is stupid.
I love you. No, I love you. I totally love you. Here's my thing. The set looks really pretty.
Yeah, of course
Now,
it does.
That doesn't deter the fact from an $800 set. Now, I would love to have this in my collection. $800, no way. But the way that the books are presented, like, I would set this up next to my collected works of The Lord of the Rings because I think it looks that good. If I was going to appraise a price for this, I'd say $300. I think is totally reasonable.
If your house burned down, will the insurance pay for your $800 Lord of the Rings 3 set? This is so stupid.
My other thing...
They're like, how much did you pay for that?
My other thing is that, yes, it is a collector's edition, so there are only going to be...
If you lose it, you won't be able to buy a
I'm
new
going to
one.
say...
I'm gonna go with 1,000. I'm sorry.
No, there's no way there's going to be more than that. Like,
You don't think that-
500.
I think
Really?
they'll produce
Oh, man.
1,000.
500 tops. And I think it is going to be one of those things where it's like John Howe and whatever these guys, these art directors
Yeah.
are going to go in the back and say, like, yo, this is copy 220 of 500.
It'll sell out in
Thank
pre-order.
you.
Yeah,
It'll
probably.
totally sell out.
If
This
I'm
is gonna
buying
sell
this
every
thing,
copy.
it better be signed by every actor and extra that has been in all 6 of those films. And I also better get like a certificate to go to New Zealand to see Hobbiton in real life. Otherwise, I'm not buying this. This is stupid. If it has a plane ticket to New Zealand involved, I'll buy it.
And to your original question there, Kyle. Currently, there is no box set collection of the extended Hobbit movies. There is only...
Yeah, there is.
Individual?
I have it. The
Really?
extended Hobbit trilogy? Look it
All
up,
3,
dude.
though?
Yeah, it's on Blu-ray. I have it. I watched
All
all
right,
3
vamp,
of them.
vamp,
I watched
vamp.
all 3 of them over Christmas. I will say the extended Battle of the Five Armies is 2 times better than it was in the theatrical cut. But here's the problem. $800. You know what you can do with $800?
Oh, okay, I found it.
A lot of
PS4s.
stuff. All right, I'm done vamping. Did you find it?
I found it.
How much is it? Zach?
$60.
Oh, funny. How much was the Lord of the Rings extended?
$60.
Oh, so that's $120. Okay, how much would you pay for an art book? $60?
No.
Okay.
No.
For an art book by John... From the guys that did all the art.
Okay,
for
how much
pages
would
is
you
it?
pay?
How much art?
How
Like,
much
how
would you
many
pay?
pieces in it?
How many pages? 80?
Yet to be determined.
80 pages. Let's go with coffee book size. 80 pages.
Yeah. That's still a lot
Okay,
of art.
so that's like what?
100-page sketch style
80
book.
bucks?
Okay, that's
$200 retail.
Bound in
$199.
leather. Bound in leather.
But
$350,
leather's not, a lot
okay.
of books are bound in leather.
Yeah, that's true.
It's absurd. It is just...
No, it's absolutely
Unless
absurd.
Elijah Wood comes with my box set. I am not paying $800.
John opens up the big box. He's like, "You must be Mr.
Like, you must be Mr. Buggins." It's just like, hey, everyone. Like, oh, this is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it is funny. Like, it's totally funny.
I'm going to find it in 2027 in a yard sale. I'm going to buy it for $25.
But the problem is that you're not going to
yard
find it
sale.
like all complete. That's the thing is that like, yeah, this is worth.
oh, I can
whatever
replace
now,
it with the DVDs that I already have in 2 different sets.
I'm talking about
2
like
different sets.
some
Zach.
stupid kid like
The fact that
spilled
they
apple
even
juice on the
posted
book.
the fact that they posted the bonus features are on DVD discs is laughable. That they would reveal that to
Yeah,
the
that's
public.
pretty- that is ridiculous.
Check the Amazon comments, and I guarantee you they're all 1 out of 5 stars, or at least a majority, for people venting about how they're recycling the same thing, but they're putting a different cover on it. Which I'm a huge fan of covers. We talk about.
Oh, I love-
We've talked about game aesthetics. We talked about all that kind of stuff.
good-looking Blu-ray cover.
This is just, it's just like, oh, you like Lord of the Rings? $800 for your next thing because we're not making any more films. It's stupid. It's so stupid.
And then in a couple years they'll make the Silmarillion, and then they'll be like $1,000.
In the next couple of years, they're gonna be like, buy this for $1,200, and we have a little bit of Ian McKellen ashes in it that you can have.
Oh,
I'm
whoa.
sorry. That's what they're gonna stoop to because Warner Brothers is sick.
Oh my god.
They are sick. They're sick people. I don't know what
All right,
they're
we
thinking.
gotta shut it down. We're closing up shop. It's been a great 26 episodes, but
I meant Ian Holm. I'm sorry, not
okay.
Ian McKellen, the guy who plays Bilbo.
that's still just as bad. You're talking about a human being.
No, well,
It's a hobbit.
death happens to us all. I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm not buying this.
We
all
got,
right?
we
End
got
of story.
Now, John, do you have comic book shop talk?
I do not.
Is it okay? So we got 2 more stories, and I might want Connor over here for the last one. This is going to be really quick.
Shout out to Connor on the couch.
Yeah, he's doing good. He's doing great. From the HollywoodReporter.com, it says Star Wars Episode 8
CKOTC.
director. Shut up. It's my show.
CKOTC. Connor Kemp on the couch.
Oh, okay. CKOTC. I can get down with it.
Yeah.
Table. Whoa! We're going to have to edit that out.
Are you gonna buy the Lord of the Rings?
No way in hell. I don't have enough money to buy
If you
drinks at
if you were a
Outer.
if you were a millionaire, would you buy this?
Yeah, 100%. Because in 20
Why?
years, it'll be a cool collector's item that I can say, like, hey, I bought this. The internet freaked out about it for a week or 2. You want to buy it off me for a couple thousand?
I
No.
want my first car, an automobile, for $900, and that son of a bitch.
You could buy a car. You could buy a car
Christ.
for cheaper than this.
Take it from the word, take it from the horse's mouth, Michael. All right, 2 more stories. Can we finish this?
Wait, what are the 2 stories?
I'm going to read them.
Oh, it's a surprise thing again.
Yeah.
Are we doing an at that topic?
No, we don't have time.
Are you sure? Because, I mean, we're already an hour 6 in.
Well, so what's the plan? Are we
what's the
finishing
hurry?
this and are we going out?
I thought we were
Are going
drinking
out?
and having a good time. It seems to me like there were a lot of laughs going on and we were having a good time enjoying ourselves.
If we're doing an At That Topic, what we have to do is you have to have a topic, first of all.
I have one.
And then we all have to agree that we all contribute at least a little bit.
I think all 5 of us could.
Can somebody get me a beer? No. Okay.
No,
Well,
let's go.
I'm just gonna like point the
What do you
camera.
want?
Michael's gonna go. Give me another Red Hook, please. Or actually, I'll try one of the things that John was drinking.
Great Lakes October.
Yeah, one of those.
You want Oktoberfest?
Yes. No, I'm good. He wants an Oktoberfest. You can
Anyone else? Is
Take-
there anyone else?
take an Oktoberfest for yourself for being
Okay.
such a good sport.
Oh, thank you. I'm good though.
Okay, then get me one.
Do you have it at that topic?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's real good.
Okay, we're gonna have to cut comic book shop talk out.
I told you I didn't have
You don't
one.
have anything.
Yeah.
What about the?
You want to know why? Because Rebirth plateaued.
Really? That's depressing. We're
We'll
keeping
talk
this in, by
about
the
we'll
way.
talk about that if it ever gets interesting, but it probably won't.
But why is it plateauing? Has it been plateauing for a while, or is it just like now you're starting to realize?
Well, okay, so here's most comic book story arcs last about 6 issues. We've reached issue 5, and with the conclusions in sight for each storyline for each character, like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, it's not a good enough complete story. So I have no idea what they're doing. There hasn't been anything that carries absolutely any weight so far at all.
Wow, that's
So,
depressing.
I mean, it's enjoyable, but has there been a thing like when Scott Snyder took over Batman with the New 52 and you're just like, this guy understands Batman and he understands where the story's going to go and I'm really excited for this? No, there's not.
Huh. All right.
I'm hoping that after the first story arcs, there's going to be writer shifts for some of the titles that I'm reading.
Well, that was your comic book shop talk.
There you go, kids. But go buy Rebirth to support DC because they need a lot of help right now. But
Go see that dank ass Suicide Squad.
Well, you know what's interesting is that Suicide Squad has led box office for 3 to 4 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
There are people that like it, Zach. They may not be you and me, but people like it.
Just because they're paying for it doesn't mean they like it.
It doesn't matter. Warner Brothers is just like the same that where they're like, yeah, you could charge $7.99 for that Lord of the Rings box set, and we're just like, no.
From The Hollywood Reporter, Star Wars Episode 8 director shares look at the first day of editing. So as of August 15, 2016, Rian Johnson has started editing on Episode 8.
Isn't that crazy how fast they popped out this movie?
All I wanted to say on this is going to be a very
It started
short one.
in May.
Yeah, what the hell?
And John Williams is already recording the
Can
score.
we just...
This movie should come out next May like it originally was supposed to.
Seriously.
And it might do that.
I am holding out hope. Star
might
Wars
do
Celebration
that.
already happened, right?
Yes.
Ugh. That would have been the time to announce that it was coming out early.
But you know what would be awesome? You're sitting there for Rogue One, you're popping popcorn in your mouth. I'll paint a picture for you, kids. All you that are listening at home, this is like FDR on the radio.
I'm settling in. I'm closing my eyes.
You're sitting there in the Rogue One premiere, you're eating your popcorn, you're drinking your slushies, and you get a trailer. Yes, the entertainer plays at the beginning. There's a guy with an organ out in the front. There's a guy with an organ. Kill those Japanese. They bombed us at Pearl Harbor. You're sitting there in the movie premiere, and all of a sudden, there's a trailer that comes on. You see the Lucasfilm logo? It's sparkling, kids. It's sparkling. And it goes, wow, 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 wow. Well, you get another dubbed voiceover by Mark Hamill. Guess what, kids? It is not a repeat of his line from Return of the Jedi. It is actually him repeating Obi-Wan Kenobi's line from Star Wars, the original Star Wars in 1977.
Slowly evolving into a British...
Shut up. I am not going to tell you what that line is because I want you to go watch that movie. And I also can't recall at the time. But at the end of the trailer for Episode 8, you see a release date. It says May 27th, 2017. Everybody loses the damn minds. They lose their damn minds, everybody. I just went from FDR to someone from The
You
Godfather.
just went from FDR to Leo DiCaprio in The Wolf
Departed.
of Wall Street. Although I appreciated your regaling tale. That was amazing.
So anyway, I think if that's the way to reveal that they're going to move it back up, I would do it at the Rogue One premiere without a heartbeat. I mean, that's where everybody that would actually care would lose their minds, you know? Anyway, back to the story.
Yeah. So I'm going to start looking up another article here in a few seconds.
Wait, we're not going to talk about episode 8? Shouldn't have brought up Star Wars.
From the AV Club, Ryan Lochte's teammates confirmed that robbery's story was a lie. The circumstances surrounding the alleged robbery of 4 U.S. Olympic swimmers, including one-time reality TV star Ryan Lochte, have gotten as murky as that algae-filled green pool water. Now, Brazilian police are saying that the men were actually involved in an incident at a gas station. One official told the New York Times, quote, "Unfortunately, the swimmers told one lie after another," adding, "We've been unable to determine that there was no armed assault," end quote. According to the Times, the swimmers stopped at a gas station around 6 a.m. to use the bathroom. Quote, "In the process, according to the account by the investigators, damage was done to the bathroom door and a discussion ensued with the manager and a security guard," the Times reports. Quote, "Someone at the gas station called the police, but by the time a police car arrived at the scene, the swimmers were gone. Witnesses, including a person who offered to translate for the swimmers, said that they paid money to the manager before leaving," end quote.
But that's already false because the bathroom door and the urine everywhere, whatever, was proven. The bathroom door was intact. The soap dispenser that was broken was fine. So all of that was broken was lied about by the Brazilian police.
Yeah.
So some of it was lied about on both sides.
So the update is that People is now reporting that Lochte's teammates Jack Conger and Gunnar Bentz have confirmed that he made the whole robbery story up. A Brazilian official related that to the publication, and there's also a video of the swimmers trying to get into the gas station bathroom before being confronted by a security guard. People also reports that the U.S. Olympic Committee is aware of the video. Now, there may have been... We're recording this on August 26, 2016. Most recently, I think they were banned from someplace, right? Connor, you might have... This is what I wanted to bring you in. Have you got any insight onto this? He's begrudgingly standing
Get
up.
up off the couch, son.
Whoa!
Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't read a ton in the past couple days on this story. But, I think this is just a story of guys who were drunk and made a really stupid decision in, peeing on the back of this building. And then being in another country and obviously being Olympic athletes, they were taken advantage of by security guards. And then they went home. And then, just like any 20-year-old would do when people asked them what happened, they just made up a story about it, forgetting the fact that they're international celebrities, and then it made its way to the news, and then the police got involved.
Yeah.
If this happened to all of us sitting in this room and we told people this story, nobody would know the difference, and it wouldn't matter, because what happened, and a news article wouldn't pick up the story. But because these guys are famous and they told everybody they talked to that this happened, it made its way to the news that, Olympic athletes got robbed in a country that has a ton of problems with crime. And then that's how the whole thing blew up. So it's dumb that they lied, but I think they kind of forgot that they were famous, honestly. I think that's why this whole thing blew up.
But you're... Connor Kempf, you were very into the Olympics. You were very into the ceremony. You're very prideful of the U.S. and when we win, right?
Oh,
absolutely.
Of course.
Yeah.
If you're not a U.S. citizen and you don't cheer for the United States in the Olympics, are you a U.S. citizen?
So I recall, while playing Titanfall 2 tech test, over the microphone, I could hear everything that was going on in the room, and I said, "Hey, John, can you ask Connor and the guys what their opinions on Loctegate were?" And I believe the response from Connor was, quote, "Fuck 'em," end quote.
And that's the only response that you need.
So I feel like you should be way more upset at Lochte.
There have been this story has been flip-flopping back and forth, because first it sounded like Olympic athletes got robbed in Brazil, and then it sounded like they lied about it, and then it came out that the Brazilian police have been telling... USA Today did a really good investigative journalism article on this, where they actually went to the gas station and went to the bathroom in the gas station. The door was not replaced, nor did it have any signs of repair or damage. Nothing in the bathroom was new or replaced, nor was it damaged. So there are parts of the Brazilian police report that are clearly false as well. So, this is going to blow over in the next couple weeks. It's really a really unfortunate situation.
It's just really silly, honestly.
But, it's it was a dumb mistake made by 20-something-year-old guys who were intoxicated, and because they're Olympic athletes and quasi-celebrities, it kind of blew up.
From CNN, U.S. swimmer Ryan Lochte told NBC's Matt Lauer that it was his fault a fabricated story about a robbery caused an international Olympic scandal. Quote, "I over-exaggerated that story, and if I had never done that, we wouldn't be in this mess," he said in a snippet of the interview that aired on NBC. Quote, "None of this would have happened," he added about the aftermath, which 3 of his fellow swimmers were questioned by Brazilian police, and one was ordered to donate nearly $11,000 to a Brazilian charity. Lochte, 32, and a 4-time Olympian, blamed his immature behavior. Quote, "Whether you call it a robbery or whether you call it extortion or us paying just for the damages, we don't know. All we know is there was a gun pointed in our direction and we were demanded to give money." End quote.
Yeah, I mean, the account from the Brazilian who was there translating between the security guards and the swimmers is that he got involved when the security guards drew their guns on people who clearly didn't speak Portuguese. So it does, I mean, there have been Brazilian, I don't remember if it was a lawyer or a judge, I think it was a lawyer, but there was somebody educated on Brazilian law who said this could actually have been robbery.
Yeah.
So I mean, if they ended up paying more than what the cost of the alleged damages were, but it's just like a really unfortunate story of people doing stupid stuff.
I figured it would be timely to bring it up, but yeah, that's the thing is that like the sentiment that I've seen on Twitter and on social media is that we're disappointed in these people for giving this. This is what people are going to remember about this year's Olympics.
I mean, yeah, but the way
I feel like that's totally what people are.
I think I'm going to remember the fact that the United States ran train on the rest of the countries.
That's
in the
true.
world,
I watched the Olympics for like
medals.
5 hours every night that they were on, so that's what I'm going to remember. I mean,
this is just
I don't know.
It's
how much
a minor
more
setback
to say.
It's just really dumb. And
I think it's been interesting.
Everything
to see
about
how
it
Brazil's
was handled.
too.
Everything about it, I think, was handled poorly. You know.
Yeah.
It's
Dumb decision by Olympic
it's
athletes.
a situation.
Poor handling by Brazilian police.
Exactly.
There's been mistakes made on both sides.
Yep. So it's another. Put that in the checkbook of other sport situations that have been handled incorrectly.
Because of the time, it becomes a national thing. It doesn't just become
because the Olympics are still
a police
basically
report. It
going
becomes
on.
Every report on TV had that sidebar under it, Lochte-gate, Watergate, which I think is the funniest thing ever. But so yeah, sure, it might have been an overreaction or whatever, but I still think it was. We have to have some form of presence at these Olympics, and as someone that likes to think that they could be, I'm not necessarily proud of everything our country does, but I think we can be good in certain aspects of what we do, especially in the Olympics, because it's such a unifying thing. It disappoints me that there are people like this that are just making headlines in not the places we need them to.
Definitely.
Are we going to do it at that topic?
I have one, and I think all five of us...
Are we
feeling up to it? I think everybody can contribute.
I can stay here for longer.
All right.
I designed the question so that everybody contributes a little bit.
Okay. Fine. Never mind. Disregard everything I said. We're going to have a little bit of a topic. So, Connor, you might want to stand there, stretch a little bit, put your arms above your head. We're going to do a yoga position. This is called the Radiovania. You make an R.
It doesn't look like an R.
Go f*** yourself.
Thank you. Let me write that down real quick while Zach cusses at me. So here's the deal. I just got finished playing The Last of Us for my second playthrough all the way. Survivor, in case you guys are wondering, not Plus. So I didn't have my gun mods or anything like that. Not that I'm trying to toot my own horn, because it's actually, for those of you that are scared of it, it's not that challenging as long as you know how to hit people in the face with your bare hands and a brick. But this is what I wanted to know. The Last of Us is my favorite game. On the Radiovania show, it was his number 2 game on his top 10. It made Michael's top 10 list. I'm sure Connor has experienced a lot of it, whether or not he's played the whole thing through. Kyle, I'm sure, has played through it. Mm-hmm. This is what I wanted to gauge real quick. It shouldn't take a whole lot of time, but I wanted to know, in this present moment at time, think of one moment in The Last of Us, and I want you to talk about it real quick and describe why you like that moment so much. So I'm actually, no offense, And I'm sorry to put this on you, but Connor, I'm going to start with you.
We're doing spoilers.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah.
Okay, so full spoilers. If you haven't played The Last of Us, shut this off.
And it's spoiled.
But this is like 5 years old. So like,
okay.
That's
So
2013.
favorite moment in The Last of Us. Okay.
yes, spoilers from here on out.
Wow. There's so much because it's like watching a movie.
It's like choosing your favorite moment from the dark.
Yeah, I haven't actually played through the whole game, but both Michael and John have, and so I've seen, and Kyle. So I've seen every moment in the game multiple times. Probably my favorite part is the part at the college in the fall, just because, especially when the game came out on PS4, it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, it's been surpassed now.
The leaves are changing. The clickers are clicking. It's beautiful. It's a great
You're
time.
writing
The most
wonderful time.
But I mean, for me, being in college currently, just seeing a college campus in a post-apocalyptic setting, and it's just really relevant, and it was, I don't know, just really enjoyable. I haven't played that part personally. I've watched it 3 times though, and I enjoyed it every time. So that's
Nice.
my favorite part.
All right, Kyle.
So just like favorite moment?
Yeah,
Or
sure.
I remember the most.
Just like in the moment, like you're not tied to this for the rest of your life, but like I dropped this on you pretty heavily, and it's like dropping an anvil on your throat.
So is this what I remember the most, or my favorite? Because those are
Your
different.
favorite.
My favorite. Okay. I think my favorite thing was the very, very end of the game, like the last 2 minutes.
And these are major spoilers,
Yeah.
kids.
So
Go ahead.
I guess when Joel is explaining that, I guess there are other people who could save the world and there weren't, right? I'm remembering that
He
correctly.
lies, yeah.
He says,
He lies to her. He
So
kills everyone in the hospital.
yeah, I shot the doctors for sure.
Oh, I burned
Well,
the-
the thing is that a lot of people don't realize this. If you don't, when I first busted in there and I tried not to shoot them, I figured, I was like, I'm just gonna like stay here. If you wait, one of the doctors grabs a scalpel
Yeah.
and goes at you. So
Yeah.
it's like you have to kill them.
I burnt them
Yeah,
all
pretty
alive
much.
because the fireflies are a piece of shit. So they're all dead.
They're not
I'd say,
pieces
yeah,
of shit.
running
They're
out of
trying to.
the-
They're going for the greater good.
Okay.
Running out of the hospital too is while you're getting shot at, and like yeah, that's pretty great. But the very end, I think, is when, because everything then came to a close and you realize the relationship had finally like come to its peak.
And it's not even a close. It's like almost a cliffhanger because he's
Yeah.
just straight up lying to her, and she's like, "Tell me
doesn't
everything
really
you
believe
said
him?
about the
Yeah.
fireflies is true." And he's
It's
like, "It's true," and you
unsatisfyingly
know it's
satisfying.
false because he killed everybody. And exactly like Zach said, it's like Joel is one of the worst human beings ever, but he's one of the best character portrayals, I think.
He's
And
a total
one of the best
scumbag,
written
but you
characters.
understand why he's being the way he is.
Because
he cares
he need-
about this girl so much that he's willing to give up
He needs to-
humanity for her.
He needs
And-
to fill the void of the loss of his daughter, and he sees Ellie as that person. You know,
Yeah, it's
it's
complicated,
heartbreaking, but
yeah.
it's also really frustrating. You know, so that's a great part. Honestly, can't knock it at all.
yeah.
Zach, what
Me?
you got? Yeah.
Are we gonna go, Michael?
He's
Me
gonna
first?
walk. He's gonna walk around here and get in place.
All right. Well, I'm sorry I'm going to steal this from anyone, but I think my favorite part, the most memorable part to me, is the giraffes.
Yeah.
The what?
The giraffes.
Oh yeah.
Because most of that game is just hectic. It's not necessarily hectic in the Battlefield 1 or Call of Duty sense where it's like something is always happening, someone's always attacking you, but you're always sort of stressed out about what's around the corner.
Sure.
And I'll never forget it. I bought a PlayStation 3. I had all these games. I loved Uncharted, and so I was like, the guys that made Uncharted, totally. The Last of Us, I'll buy this. This sounds
And
great.
this came out before Uncharted 3, or after?
After Uncharted 3. It was the swan song of the PS3. And that, I literally mean, it was the last big first-party game that came out before
Is
the
that what
PS3.
Swan Song means?
Yeah.
Tell me
Didn't
about
Grand
that
Theft Auto
movie.
come out after it?
Yeah, but I just mean first-party.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
First-party.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto is the third-party game.
Yeah, yeah.
And The Last of Us, I was not expecting to just have that much emotional resonance with me. And then when it got to that scene with the giraffes, it was right after all this craziness and this blood.
It was after the winter chapter, which is a time and a half to play through.
And you're invested in these characters' lives, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh yeah, the world goes on. And that was one of the most beautiful things to me about that game, is that they don't only depict a life of two people that are in this hellhole, which is the zombie apocalypse. They also show you what the world is like after everyone's gone. And I think that's one of the most brilliant things about that game, is that is that the world is so realized. And that scene just sticks out to me. Is the soundtrack is beautiful, the character interactions are beautiful, the way that the light is casting shadows upon, it's just everything. It's perfect. I just remember that being one of the moments where I sat my controller down and I was just like, take a deep breath. It's like, okay, now let's continue the game. And then it gets crazy again and more blood. But it's like, for a moment, you can take a deep breath, and I appreciated that.
Yeah, definitely. Michael, what you got?
I got to cheat a little bit and say the DLC.
Oh,
the
DLC.
The Ellie DLC. Incredible story.
Left Behind.
Yeah, so sad. Really fills in.
Her and Riley.
Really bittersweet. Really bittersweet.
Really bittersweet. And so the entire game was phenomenal, but I think that was a very different experience than we got even in the rest of the game. So I'm going to go with that. Play it if you haven't.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you've gotten this far.
If you have the remastered edition,
jump
you
off
get it for free. So, my favorite chapter of the game is also the fall chapter. Not necessarily saying that it carries the most weight, but in my opinion, that's just the one that I liked the most. I liked Tommy's dam, and I liked going to the university and stuff like that. My favorite part of The Last of Us, however, is when, and obviously we've been talking about spoilers, but when Joel is trying to convince Tommy to take Ellie on the rest of her journey to meet with the Fireflies, she gets really upset because she's so attached to Joel at this point, even though he doesn't quite feel the same way, that she runs away on a horse, and she rides off to this like cabin out in the middle of the woods, and you have to track her down with Tommy and stuff like that. And then you go upstairs in the house that she's hiding in, and Joel has a conversation with Ellie, and she's like, I know you're reserved about being attached to me because of Sarah. Like, Tommy's wife told me about Sarah, your daughter. She's like, but what you have to know is that I'm fucking not your daughter. And, like, everybody has left me in my entire life, and everyone has abandoned me except for you. And she's like, and you're the only person that I trust to protect me. And that's the part where I think Joel's character kind of takes a little bit of a shift, whereas more of a job, especially in the summer chapter. And then this kind of shifts more to an attachment, and that develops more, you know. In the college chapter, they have more playful conversations. Like, she's like, what did you want to be before all this went down? And he's like, I wanted to be a singer. And then she asks him to sing, and he won't because he's Joel and he's a douchebag. And then
Troy Baker. Shout out to Troy Baker.
Yeah, absolutely. And then they get to the part where you're in the science wing of that university, and he falls on the rebar and it goes through his stomach. And you're stumbling through, and like you're blacking out a little bit, and she's trying to help you, and she's like, damn, as soon as we get out of this, you're so singing for me. And that's just like, it's a great way to call back to stuff that you talked about earlier. And I think that entire chapter is the shift of character development for Joel, who you play as for a majority of this game, even though I think Ellie's a better character. But that is my favorite part of the game, is when she does convince him that she's not his daughter, even though he sees her as a daughter figure, and eventually he absorbs that. She's like, I'm not the same person. And you know, she's like, I want you to be the one that takes me instead of Tommy, and then eventually he does. So that's my favorite part. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that game. It's so good.
It is so good. And you're working towards the platinum.
I am. It's 16%. So we got a long ways to go.
It's going to be a long time before another game comes out that's of that caliber that resonates as deeply as The Last of Us did for me. Because that was the last great PS3 game, in my opinion. And that
sort of swan song, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. And that ushered in the next generation. And so far this generation, we've had a lot of great games. I think about
Uncharted 4.
I think about Bloodborne. I think about Ratchet and Clank. I think about these games, even The Witcher. Yes, of course. And wait, hold on a second.
It's been a lot of remasters.
Hold on, shut up. Yennefer or Triss?
I'm only in the very beginning because people have my disc.
Oh, you're the one.
I'm the one that. Okay, I go Yennefer, but which is funny because usually. Well, let's go. Let's save that for a different time. Thank you for bringing up that topic, John. That was really nice.
Thank you. That is the
Doom.
one game
Got Doom.
that I could talk about forever. It's the most that I'm passionate about. It's my favorite game. The second playthrough, it really just, you have more time to absorb the details and stuff like that, like the conversation that I just mentioned where she's talking about Joel singing. I didn't catch that in my first playthrough because I was just worried about, oh my gosh, is he gonna die? Like, he's gonna die. But it's just so good. Like, we've talked about this before. Neil Druckmann, all those guys at Naughty Dog.
We're gonna meet them one day.
You deliver the best stories in video games, unparalleled. Uncharted 4 and The Last of Us are in my top 5 favorite games, even my top 4.
You played 2 and 3, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So good. Uncharted 4 is the best, though. No, hands down.
Agreed.
Sam Drake is one of the best character introductions and character
Samuel.
That was
inclusions ever. To just be able to throw him in one game and establish that emotional appeal.
It's unbelievable.
God, they're so smart.
God.
They are so smart. And you have to give them props and bow down on them every day because those are the games that I really live for. So,
every morning.
All right, we gotta end this.
Our Father, Naughty Dog, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Thank you for joining us on episode number 26 of Radiovania, your nerdy public radio for all things entertainment and pop culture. But it's been a hell of a show. Can I just say that?
It has been.
3-way high five. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. If you want to get in touch with the show, you can do it in a number of ways. You can tweet me at Zach Rotella. You can tweet John at @DatJohnParker. You can tweet the show at Radiovania, or you can email us your questions, comments, and concerns to radiovaniashow@gmail.com. Now, you tweet us, email us questions, whatever. We will read them on the show. We will promote your account. We will do whatever you want. You got a cool YouTube channel you're trying to promote, we'll promote it.
I'll live stream my last playthrough of The Last of Us.
We're not gonna brag. We just crossed the 700 listens mark on Spreaker.
What up? Hey!
So we're making progress. But what we need you guys to do is, if you really care about the show, go to YouTube and subscribe. The more subscribers we have on YouTube, the more ad revenue we get, the more great shows we can make for you.
We're
We're still
sponsors, the more dank merchandise we can get for you guys.
yes,
Those
spoiler.
long sleeve tees, they might be coming.
Oh, and we're trying to. We don't even have a second mic yet. So as soon as we get that, it's really gonna start taking off.
That's more of like a Christmas present.
Thank you, John, for being on the show. Thank you, Michael.
He's upstairs.
He's upstairs. Thank you, Kyle, very much. It was
we've
a pleasure
been
to have you on the
talking
show.
about having you come on and talk about video games for a while. So
It was great. You're always welcome on the show. You have
is the
great
perfect
insight.
one.
Thank you.
No Man's
Both
Sky.
of the Kempf bros. You guys
Oh,
come
we
on
didn't even
together.
talk about No Man's Sky.
Oh my gosh, we
what
did.
the hell?
That's the one thing we asked them.
Oh
All right,
my God.
next time, guys, we're going to talk about No Man's
I'll be
Sky.
back.
We don't have time.
No way.
We're running an hour and 40.
And Connor Kemp's over in the corner.
CKEMPH29 on Twitter.
And we're out.